So I stopped at the local cabinet shop up the road, which is run by our local bishop, and interrupted his day of work to ask him about my romance novel. So, bless his heart, he did not laugh, get angry, nothing. He simply answered my question.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm so excited, as always, to welcome Mindy Steele. She's a dear friend. We've got a collaboration going on an Amish book. She's just delightful. I know you will love hearing about her book, Courting the Amish Bishop. Some really fun facts that you're going to learn about Amish bishops, and it's just really a fun interview. Please be sure to go to my website where you can sign up for my newsletter. You'll get advance notice of book sales and new books coming out, just some fun things. And you can also get a free copy of Dandelion Meadows Christmas Kisses, which is a cute Christmas small town rom-com kind of romance. I think you'll love it. And Dandelion Meadows, which is also a romantic comedy. I have a new cover for it, and it is such a fun book. I hope that you will get that one. It is delightful, super funny, and very romantic. Now I'm really, really excited to introduce Mindy Steele. Mindy, hello! Thank you for being on again.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. You've been on once before with when we did that last Christmas cookie tour. So we're doing
Yes.
another Christmas one this year, but Mindy and Rachel are going to be on, and Tracy, but not yet. So now we're going to talk about Mindy's book and everything around her. And Mindy, she's just one of my favorite people. She's so fun. And so I'm really happy to have you here today.
I'm
So,
happy to be here. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed reading your books and then getting to meet you. It's
oh,
fun to have like-minded people with you.
yeah. One thing I love about Mindy is she just is a goer and I love that you want to do something, you want to have a project, you just call all the right people and figure it out.
I set my mind to it. It's happening. Yeah.
Yes, I think that is so fabulous. So,
Thank you.
that's a really admirable quality. So, well, so tell us about this book. It looks really fun, and I just love to hear about it.
Well, Courting the Amish Bishop, it was my last book released, and it's part of the Heart of the Amish series. I think it's book 4. I'm actually working a couple books ahead in that series right now. But this is the story of Simon Graber, who happens to be the bishop of Cherry Grove. He's a widower and he has one son. And unfortunately, he has a lot of people who really doesn't agree with the fact that he is not remarried. Many of the people in the community become ill, and thus in turn, he seeks a little help for a stubborn few who refuse to go to the doctor, and a lady who lives in the community next door, Stella. And everybody calls her Doc Stella. She's totally obsessed with tea, boiling water, and has a silver lab that she sort of treats like her own child. And these two, well, you have to read the book to see how two very opposite characters sort of connect while helping other people. But unlike many of my young romance novels, you have characters who are in their later 30s, early 40s. So it's probably one of my favorite stories to write because you got kind of finally get to write, in our age group. So, and
Yeah.
not, 18-year-olds falling in love. But yeah, Doc Stella is probably one of my favorite characters I've ever wrote
Oh,
because I grew up on the, in the Appalachia here. And when we were even young, I always remember us, foraging for elderberries to make jelly or, my grandfather getting yellow root, or my husband enjoys going out and getting ginseng. And but there's tons of herbal remedies and things that we had used growing up. So I got to incorporate them after meeting a couple Amish healers and learning a few things from them as well. So it was fun to incorporate all that information in the book. Plus, you all kind of get a sneak peek of the life of a bishop.
You you know a lot about that because you live right among the Amish.
Mhm.
You have, you talk to them almost daily, I'm sure. They're friends. You have a lot of Amish friends. And so what did you learn about the life of a bishop?
Well, one of the, I think, things that even when I first started writing Amish fiction, this particular book kind of threw me off because I was almost finished with a complete draft and was on my way to a book signing. And it dawned on me a certain verse from the Bible that I had read that morning. And I was like, wait, I have just wrote something about his character that I'm not sure is possible. So I stopped at the local cabinet shop up the road, which is run by our local bishop, and interrupted his day of work to ask him about my romance novel. So, bless his heart, he did not laugh, get angry, nothing. He simply answered my question. So, there had to be a few tweaks made here and there. But I think one of the most fascinating things that I learned was all the stories that we read. You have two ministers or more, depending on the size of each small district in a community. You have a deacon, and God bless those men because that's the hardest job in the world. And you have a bishop. But to become a bishop, you had to have already served as a minister. And a lot of people don't realize that when they choose the lot, it's chosen from the men who are already ministers. That way they have just a little bit more experience. They've already served, and it's kind of like just they end up just drawing for a new minister once the bishops. I think that was that, and knowing two or three bishops in our area who have these full-time jobs, these large families, and they're a bishop. And I think we don't realize how many hats they wear to
Mm.
do everything that they do. So I have I mean, I respect them so much for what they do for their community, and they're still trying to take care of their family. They're still a father, they're still a husband, they're still a provider, and most generally, they run a business of their own. So that's a lot to keep up with for one man. So they need as much support as they end up giving. Mhm. In
It's
general, here, you notice whenever someone, I remember when our neighbor was chosen deacon, and it was hard on their family, because everything would change, because he had all these roles. And like I said, a deacon is probably the busiest man in the whole ministry there. Um,
so why
but
are they the busiest? They're taking care of the money.
well, they're taking care of the money. A lot of times they deal with any outside issues before it goes to a bishop. Like,
Oh.
a lot of times he handles the issues, so it's not a problem for the bishop and the ministers to have to worry about.
Mm.
He directs, some of the men through the church or through the school system. This is how it's always been done. This is how we need to do it. Now here it is. Then they take over. Doing the money is a little harder than you think because he has to also be the one to decide, how best served is that money when you have accidents. And whenever there are plenty, I've actually printed off letters that have went out to other districts and other states and other communities, to help out, a family here at one point because our funding was running so low, and she still needed so many more treatments to save her life. And of course, everyone contributes because that is the Amish faith. But yeah, he's kind of a busy man. I know he's counseled married couples, and I know he's counseled young people before they marry, even though they'll talk to the bishop as well. But yeah, the youth sometimes ends up being a bigger issue for a deacon, especially if he's got rowdy ones of his own. So
asking every author to share a quote or an inspirational thought that they've had that has helped them or that they find really inspiring.
Uh, I would have to say my, late father-in-law, he was a preacher, and even as it's been 30 years since I heard it the first time probably, but he would end his service, before he'd done prayer with "Keep on keeping on," and it stuck with me. I mean, we had it put on T-shirts because it stuck with me. I just feel like no matter what the world tosses at you, you can have great wisdoms, you can have perfect quotes, but just those 4 simple words, just keep on keeping on. So it just kind of, what I live by. Just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, I love that, and you do. You just keep on keeping on. I know, you are you're the Energizer Bunny, that's what you are.
No.
What is your favorite romantic movie?
I've really liked Code Mountain, but I would because it's more Appalachian. But I don't laugh. I would have to say the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. That
Oh,
is a mouthful for a title, but it was a wonderful, wonderful romance movie. It's probably my favorite.
have you read that book?
Yes, I actually have it
Gosh,
on my keep shelf.
yes. Yep, that
A
is
little
one of my
different, a
favorites.
little different, but I did enjoy it. The movie, yeah, hands down. It was one of those rare times I actually enjoyed the movie even better. So
Yeah, that was so good. Okay, I love that one. That's a good suggestion. Loved the book and the movie. And okay, so you're stuck on a desert island. What 3 things do you wanna have with you?
on a desert island. Okay, well,
Deserted island, I
a
don't know.
hatchet. You got to have
Hatchet?
something
Okay.
sharp, small enough that you can do things, but large enough you can protect yourself, I guess. A tarp. You got to have shelter. You got to collect water. Might have to, I don't know, wrap in it. I don't know. A tarp.
Very
And my
practical.
dog,
And your
because
dog.
I have to take Ellie with me. Maybe she could help me catch something if I can't. Uh, it would probably keep me warmer. Yeah, and companionship. I probably wouldn't have one of them Wilson talk to the ball moments if, have a pet
Have a
rock
dog.
somewhere if I
Yeah.
had it really. So,
So true. I love those. Those are very
yeah.
practical. Well, Mindy, it's been so much fun. So fun to talk to you, and readers, go check out Courting the Amish Bishop. I know it's gonna be great, and we'll talk to you again very soon when
Yes.
we talk about our newest Christmas anthology.